Good morning and welcome to another wonderful day in Aska. Here we are again, not far from where we left off in the last episode. Our workers just coming out of their huts to start relaxing from working for the day. I've added in a couple of little cosmetic bits and pieces, as you can see on the left there. Just some more torches around the village to light up the evening and the dark times. Just make it look a little bit nicer. We've got all our prep pretty much done. As we can see from the map, as we said in the last episode, our defensive walls are complete, and encircling the entire village and the mining area. We have got our guard towers up, and we have the archer range and the barracks, both with people in patrolling the village to make the villagers feel safe and learning skills to help them prepare. Bridger, what do you need? Starting to get hungry. Well, the kitchen's just here, dude. Oh, there's no food. Okay, we can sort that. There's some food here, but the kitchen staff will be on it in a minute. I promise you. So, where was I? Yes. So here we are, as our archer actually practicing and gaining skills. So, our prep for the invasion is pretty much done. I've also extended the warehouse section, or I will be extending the warehouse section so we can store more things here. There's our chef getting some meat for the fire. So, the building I teased, here it is, the healing hut. The quickest way to heal is in here, so we need to put somebody in this. Now this means that we're going to only have one villager building for a short while, but that's not too much of a problem right now, I don't think. So let's get somebody in on this. Who should we have? The main skill in this is spiritual, which nobody's got any inclination for at the moment, so it doesn't really matter who I put in here, but this skill will become more important fairly shortly. So I'm going to put Emmeline in just now. There we go. So she can be our healer. There she is. Now when you get injured, you can just come in, lie down, and she'll whack you with a load of sticks to make you feel better, because what doesn't make you feel better other than getting whacked by a load of sticks? But there you go, that's the way it works. The other thing I wanted to do in the meantime is we have our crafting hut built up to level 3 now, so it's a workshop house rather than just a crafting hut. This also means that we can improve things like our metal worker and the leather worker here. So I might not improve the leather worker straight away, but I want to get the metal worker improved. Now to do this, I'm going to need to improve my bloomery first, I think. So let's have a look. What does it need? So open that. Improve metal worker. Yes, I need to improve the bloomery first. That's easy. Let's go and get that sorted out. I've also put in a couple of paths here, just to make it a little bit easier, because getting up and down this slope was getting a pain. So just put in a path marker, and it'll soften the terrain for you. If it's still a bit harsh like this is, if you equip your hoe, where is it? There it is. You can just whack the ground and it will soften the edges, he says. Sometimes it softens the edges for you a little bit, just makes it a little bit more smooth terrain. So that's another way you can smooth that out a little bit, just like that, so that you've not got these big jagged like cliff faces that you're trying to get up and down all the time. So back to what we're doing, the bloomery. So this again is utilising the stuff from the carpentry building. So we need the posts, we need shafts, planks, nails that we're making in the metalwork at the minute. So we'll get that set up and queued. Pen recipe, there we go. So we've got 4 days left before the invasion, so it's not going to get done before that, I wouldn't have thought. Especially if we've only got one builder on the case now. What do you guys need? My hunters. Storage is full. Well, there's a good problem to have. But there should be some storage down in here. We can just build that and finish that off. So this is the other reason for extending the warehouse here. We can put in more storage. So for example, we've got a meat storage over there. So if we want a let's have something to store the leather. Leather scrap storage. That's a small thing. Right, what else can we put in here? We've got meat hunks. Small crafting material storage. Put that in there. The other thing I wanted to put in is broken metal parts storage bin. So now that our villagers are starting to use metal tools, when they break, the villagers will just drop them and go and get another one. So this will, the warehouse worker will come and put them in here, and then we can take those back up to the crafting store, and the next time they make one, they'll make it from those parts. Once we get a few of those, if we go into the workshop building itself, on our task list, for the axes for example, we can tell it to only use refurbished parts, so it's not wasting metal making more and more and more when we've got lots of broken ones. So once you've got a few in circulation, you can tell it to only use those parts, and then we'll come and get those from the warehouse down here. So now it's literally just a case of waiting a few days and preparing for the attack. So that's what I wanted to do. I was talking about building roads. Let's finish this path off. And this can run to there. Just like that. So our path now goes through the centre of the village. So I will be back in a few days once we have all this stuff built and we are preparing for the invasion to happen. So I shall see you all shortly. Right, 1 day to go. Winter has arrived with a sudden flourish of snow. We've in the time I've been off, I've upgraded my outfit a little bit. We had the leather worker making more advanced clothing, so I've stand by the fire and I can show you. So we now have a thick linen shirt, a thick linen hood, better gloves, thick trousers, and the better boots, all which keep us a little bit warmer and have an armour value, so we're a bit better protected. The only thing I can't make those yet is shoulder armour. That's waiting for the leatherworker to be upgraded. To that point, I'm considering moving the leatherworker down here and the carpenter up to where the metalworker is. So all the heavy industry is up there and have the light industry down here. That's. Let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, I think the two would work. Normally I would put those two together. It was just the reason I didn't was because the woodworker is down here, so it's closer for the wood production. But the leather worker and the weaver would be better together. So do I build another hut down here for the leather worker and weaver, and put maybe the dyer there? That's an option as well. Let's have a think about it, guys. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment. Because yeah, I'm in two minds. So the other thing I've done is I've started to upgrade our cookhouse, because we're starting to get tier 3 villagers now. Fairly sure I saw tier 3. So we need the upgrade in food. Yeah, there we go. We've only got one so far in our workshop hut, Ira. And we're not producing a tier 3 food. So I'm upgrading the cookhouse to try and get that in place. Because we're only making tier 2 foods at the moment. So that needs to improve. Other than that, everything is still on track. I've been doing a little bit of combat training as well. So we've improved our skills a little bit. So we are now level 12 in melee combat, which is nice. That's our normal attack, doing 26s. With a heavy attack, when I get some stamina built. There we go, with 34, 35, 36s. So we can attack a bit harder, we can defend a bit harder. Everything's going to plan. Just waiting for those buildings to be built. The other thing I wanted to do, with one day to go, I need to make sure that we have all the best buffs that we can get. So we've already got some food, which will give us a healthy buff. I'm going to be sleeping in my hut overnight to get the rested buff, because that makes a difference as well. So like I say, at the moment, normal attack 26 average, 26, 27. If I get the rested buff, which will only take a second. I have to excuse my squeaky chair. Unfortunately, it's on its last legs. I'm trying to get a new one. There we go. So we now have the rested buff, which was the lightning bolt down in on the toolbar at the bottom there. So if we now start attacking, we're getting a couple of extra points per hit as an average. We were getting 26s average, no, we're now getting sort of 30s, 31s. So the rested buff makes a lot of difference. If I'm eating as well, let's get some soup down our neck. So we're hitting 35 at one point now. So all these buffs add up, they all help. So when we're getting attacked, that's what we're going to need. We're going to need the rested buff, a food buff, and make sure we're hydrated as well to get the best out of it. I've also taught our cook house to make scrambled eggs. Poached eggs. Bit of a waste, really. The eggs you want to save for later on for the higher tier stuff like the pies, but oops, wrong one. We have so many eggs, I just want to get rid of a few so that the forager can start bringing in other things. So we'll waste a few eggs just now. Once we get to the higher tier with the improved cookhouse, we'll get rid of the poached eggs and start making the pies and pastries and things that the higher tier cookhouse can make. But for now, we just need to, well, use some eggs. Another thing to note, spoiled food, don't just leave it on the floor. What you can do is, if you take this over to the outhouse, we can compost it, we can deposit it in there, and it becomes compost for the farms. So again, if your villagers aren't using the outhouse enough, come on. That always sounds painful. The farm can get plenty of compost through spoiled food as well. Spoiled food, spoiled meats, things like that. You'll quite often find, if your hunters are working efficiently, which I think mine are because they keep telling me the storage is full, you can quite often find spoiled food and meat on the bottom of the hunter's hut. So there's 140 red meat in there, and then 12 hunks of meat in there as well. Each hunk gets you 4 pieces of red meat. So our hunters are doing their job fantastically. So, oh, we've got to chill in. See, if you remember last winter, where I was freezing to death quite a lot, with the new leather and heavy linen stuff, I'm not getting cold half as quick as I was. And neither are my villagers. What do you need, Sif? You need berries. Good luck finding berries in the middle of winter. Why are you hungry when there's plenty of food? Because there's a good mix of there's a lot of tier 2 food there. Our barbecue pit should be making, yeah, we've got plenty of cooked meat there as well. In fact, how many is he making? Because again, we can edit that, can't we? Go to tasks. He's making 20 at a time. We can up that, can't we? Here we go. Our invasion has started. Are we ready, do we think? We're about as ready as we can be, I think. Let them come to us. No, don't go out there. Don't go out there. Let them come to us. more incoming. That first wave did pretty well. Oh, there's a skelly back there. Come on, Draugr. Let's go and get that archer. Right, retreat back to the fence for a second. Come on, guys. Back here. The next wave is incoming. So we're taking a little bit of damage, but not as much as I thought we were going to. Some more skeletons coming in now. Take a drink, make sure we're... right there. It's not over yet. There's about to be some more. Back to the village. Let's see if everyone's okay. With that relaxed, I've gone back to training. More incoming. See if we can get our thumbnail stood by the get rid of him. And there we go. Didn't get a chance to get the thumbnail stood next to the portal because we've just beaten it. So that was the first winter invasion that we've had. I think we did quite well. Took a little bit of damage, but we prepared hard for it. Our troops did a phenomenal job. Look at all the dead enemies around here. We'll clear all this up shortly. So yes, let's go and stand by a fire and get warm. Let's add some fuel to the cookhouse. And ignite. We have a couple of arrows stuck in us. But overall, that went remarkably well. This is why preparation is key. Those walls held them off long enough to get a good foothold, and we've trained our troops up, trained our militia up, and that's done the job. So now that that threat's out of the way, we can start expanding our village again. I think we might wait till get some of these buildings upgraded first. So upgrade our cookhouse, which we're doing. Upgrade the metal production so we can get even better weapons. Our wood cutters, things like that, we'll get all those upgraded. So in the summertime we can then expand the village and bring more people in. Was that what you expected, guys? Did you think we'd survive that well? Again, let me know in the comments. I'm quite surprised we did as well as we did, even though I knew we were prepared for it. So yeah, let me know what you think. Right. Quite chuffed with that. We can also get these rebuilt. And repaired. So we lost 2 wall sections and 2 damaged. That's not a bad effort. Treat myself to a meat soup. And I think I'll go and have a little lie down. I have no fuel on me. I've got to put it all in the cookhouse. Let's go and get some fuel. And there we go. Let's see if a little lie down helps me with that arrow that's sticking out of my neck. Can't be comfortable. Right, here we are, the morning after. Sunrise over the battlefield. And there they are. There's all the fallen enemies of our village. Let's climb down, I can show you better. So only a couple actually made it into the village. There's a couple of skeletons here. The rest all piled up against our wall, where our villagers made our stand. There's a couple further out as well, over here. But yeah, we did well. So I'm going to leave that there for today. We've got some minor repairs to do and a bit of clear up with get rid of all these dead bodies. Our troops are back hard at it, training for the next lot. So yeah, there we go. better shot. There we go. So thanks for watching. Hope that that showed you a few hints and tips on how to prepare a village for the invasion and how to fight it. We did really well. In the next episode we will be repairing and clearing up the draugrs and skeletons, getting some resources from those. We will also now concentrate on improving our village and expanding. We need more people in, we need more resources, so we're going to move this fence back a bit, put some more houses in, and so we're going to start with upgrading the infrastructure we have. So we've already got the cookhouse getting upgraded and our metalsmith. We're going to also upgrade our woodcutter and the workshop down here so we can start producing more resources, and then we can get rid of these cottages and put the longhouses in, which are a lot better. So there we go, guys. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I keep getting told I need to say that, so at best. And we'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.